Despite being deaf from the time I was born, I've lived an exceptionally normal, beautiful American life. This was in large part due to my cochlear implants. They allowed me to listen and take part in the hearing world. I've always been very active from a young age, jumping and climbing things, running, biking, riding horses, fishing, hiking, shooting guns or hunting, boxing, and pretty much any other sport or activity. However, when I injured my midfoot playing basketball, I knew I was going to need to cross-train. But there's only so many push-ups and sit-ups that I could do before I got tired of those. When swimming was suggested, I was pretty intimidated, being in an environment where I couldn't hear anyone. I had been knocked down on more than one occasion by a wave I couldn't hear, so naturally I gravitated toward non-water activities. Nonetheless, I did it for the first time on September 29th. While it was scary, I found that I loved the feeling of overcoming my fear. So today, I'm going to be going to Pennsylvania, where I am going to be swimming in my first ever swim race. It's going to be 1,000 meters. My main goal in doing this is just to see where I'm at. And then the second main reason why I am doing this is to get over my fear of basically being without my cochlear implants. It's an environment that's uncomfortable for me to be in, and by being around a bunch of other people that are not like me, but in an environment that I know will be supportive, I think it'll be a huge confidence boost for me in getting over that fear. So the French Creek racing personnel were kind enough to squeeze me into the race, and I was able to register the day before. I decided I would make a pit stop after a 6-hour drive in Middletown, Delaware, and I met up with my brother-in-law's father, and we had pasta and ice cream for supper. Then I rested up for the night before driving another hour further north to Broomall, Pennsylvania for the race. So I've just arrived. I'm pretty nervous. I'm really nervous. But I'm here. I actually arrived here right at 8:30. I just wanted to make sure that I knew where it was. Everybody was super, super nice and so supportive. And then I went to a coffee shop then to get some studying done in between 8:30 and now it's 11:25. So I'm going to be getting ready here. Super excited. Time to see what I can do.
Hide my facial expressions
Everything was completely quiet. The rain used to fall without a sound, splattering on window panes, flashing light and reverberations round. She hears nothing but silence, the doctors had said. Maybe she could hear a jet right next to her head. The deaf community said leave her, she will be just fine. It's not a disadvantage that she will have to sign. Would our daughter want the surgery? The parents asked in prayer. Despite all the risks, they decided to dare. They handed her over with tears in their eyes. The nurse smiled calmly as they said their goodbyes. The surgery was brutal. Her eyes were black and blue. Blood ran from her nose, and she wasn't even 2. What have we done? The parents cried with pity. Has this all been done just for vanity? A month had passed and questions swirled. They showed her equipment like a flag being unfurled. They put it on. She heard a sound. Her face looked puzzled, her thoughts profound. Although she can detect sound, words might not be spoken. In spite of the warnings, their hopes couldn't be broken. When she got home, she ran to the toy box. She pulled out her toys and started playing with blocks. The next thing they heard was a loud banging sound. She had taken her shoes and started to pound. The metal lid echoed each time the shoe hit. The parents were startled, but she didn't flinch a bit. The smile on her face was like a radiant beam. She loved sound. It was better than a dream. As she grew older and winter turned to spring, new sounds abounded and became her everything. Flowers started blooming, and with their colors came the weather that creates a rain-streaked window pane. As the dusk turned into dark, the rain poured o'er the land. The thunder boomed, the lightning flashed, her father held her hand. They stepped onto the covered porch. She listened not in vain. Her eyes sparkled at her dad. At last she heard the rain.